Right, welcome back to the live telecast of 1994 Malaysia Cup. Earlier on, we heard the views of Jita Singh here in our studio, but right now, we're going to cross over to Shah Alam Stadium for some comments from our match commentator. You heard him on the first half just now, Mr. Mark Richmond. Mark?
Yes, hello, how are you?
Can you hear me?
I can, quite loud.
Excellent. Now tell us, what's the mood like there over with the Singapore fans?
The Singapore fans, well, after they scored, when they came in at about 5 o'clock, they were singing and outvoicing the Pahang fans. There's no doubt about it. They filled up about 3/4 of the stadium. And after the Singapore goal was scored, my goodness, even with their headbands on, I can hear everyone screaming every word, and the ole ole was sung again and again. I think that the Singapore fans have really done justice to Singapore football tonight.
So what we have is actually a mini national stadium, mini Kallang Raw environment over there.
Just as big. I'm sure it's with about 40 to 50,000 Singapore fans down here. I think it's just as big. It's just as good as seeing Singapore play at the national stadium themselves.
Great. Now, how do you see the second half going? I mean, do you think on the bench, what do you think Pahang or Singapore might do in the second half?
Well, I don't think Singapore will make any substitutions in the second half. They've been playing very well as a unit. Whereas for Pahang, they could make a switch in bringing Zainal Abidin up front to help the attack, and maybe bringing on putting Ahmad Yusof back to last man and bringing on another defender. But I don't think Singapore should go out and defend, as my co-commentator Bertrand Bartlett will tell you.
All right, well, Mark, we'll be hearing more of you and Bertrand in the second half. You've been doing a great job so far. Congratulations, guys. Keep it up. Mark Richmond and Bertrand Bartlett there in Selangor. Gosh, I wish I was there. But I'm here. We're going for a commercial break right now. When we come back, we thought Jita saying some more about the second half and how the second half is going to go. So you stay with us.
I need to play when the game is on. I need to work till the work is done. I'm gonna stay and play till it's time to relax. When I'm stretched to the max, Isomax. When you're stretched to the max, Isomax. Set the pace when the race, now's the time and place. When you're stretched to the max, Isomax.
The Great Wall. No wall in the world is longer. We're here for Energizer to prove no battery lasts longer. These runners are all using ordinary batteries except one. He's powered by Energizer. It takes a lot of energy to run a wall this long, and that's exactly what Energizer's got. International tests confirm no battery lasts longer than Energizer.
Lithium was the breakthrough. With that technology, we were able to make a regular AA battery that, in today's high-drain devices, would last maybe 3 times longer than any other AA battery in the world. That was the problem. It was too good. Well, it would cost more, and they wouldn't sell as many batteries. They'll never put it on the market. Forget it.
New from Energizer, the world's longest-lasting battery.
Singapore equalize! Come on, Lions, let's get the cup. Tiger and Singapore are with you all the way.
Naturally, I wanted to be independent and do my own thing.
I'm old-fashioned. A family business should stay in the family.
But I wanted my own career, too.
So you agreed to give it a try?
Can't believe it's been 6 years already.
I told you, you could do it. Look at us now.
At Hong Kong Bank, being a partner means understanding your needs so that we may build a relationship that lasts a lifetime.
I'm even learning from him. It's good.
Friends in the family.
How to play soccer like a Brazilian. Get a tan. Squeeze into a yellow shirt and some sexy blue shorts. Gyrate suggestively. Learn some tricks. Invest in a pair of Predator boots by Adidas. These revolutionary boots will soon have you making your friends look like complete burros. As well as adding more swag to your banana short. And just a little more power. Oh, and don't forget the haircut.
Hey, posso ficar só com as chuteiras?
This is life. Every Conacher Value 2-pack gets you a cool Garfield Greetings phone card. Special sticker savers. Tobacco Value 2-pack. Remember, keep a lookout for Konitla.
Milo, action-packed with vitamins and minerals. A winner with that great chocolatey taste. Buy a tin, make it a big tin today.
Heritage of France in a modern masterpiece. Calvin Paris.
Well, Singapore 45 minutes away from winning the Malaysia Cup for the first time in 14 years. We cross over now for the second half to Shah Alam Stadium with your match commentators Mark Richmond and Bertrand Bartlett.
Malaysia Cup final here at the Shah Alam Stadium. Singapore lead by a goal to nil. David Lee hasn't had much to do so far. That's him talking to the reserve goalkeeper Stephen Ng, having a nice little drink. And I'm sure, as what we were saying earlier on with our studio discussion with Daryl David, that everyone here would agree with me, the fact that Singapore shouldn't defend in the second half that very, very precarious one-goal lead against a squad of very talented attacking players.
That's right, Mark. I think one goal is really not enough in a cup final. Anything can happen, especially with the team as talented as Pahang. Singapore have done a fantastic job. They've really taken a stranglehold on the game. I can't remember too many chances for Pahang. One went to Zainal with an open header which he put over the bar. The other one was Atapon, who was shut down immediately by Saswa and David Lee. And other than that, it's been all Singapore. Credit to the midfield. They've done a fantastic job pressuring and harassing the Pahang players and winning the ball back and giving us possession.
That's a section of the Pahang fans, as you can tell from the gloom in the faces, and that is the Singapore bench. Well, we were just discussing, both Bertrand and me earlier on, that it was those non-star performers like Saswa, Manhon, and even Bohan Abu Sama who've been doing very well in the first half.
Saswa especially has caught my eye. He started out as the left fullback, and if you recall, he made his way all the way up to the right wing to put in the cross that gave Singapore the lead. And he's been all over the park making space for the other players.
The Lions have got 45 minutes more, and if they keep this one-goal lead, the Malaysia Cup is finally theirs. Selvaraj takes the ball immediately from Saimi Jalil, who hasn't had a very comfortable time and occasion in the Malaysia Cup final so far, left full back, but with Selvaraj so difficult to shut down and so difficult to mark.
Well, Selvaraj is a tall, strong lad. You know, his loping steps make him deceptively fast, and that's giving a lot of problems to Osaimi.
Ahmad Yusof, Zainal still starts as sweeper, so the switch to bring him up front in a more offensive role hasn't occurred. Saswa's clearance was good all the way to Fandi Ahmad. Holds it up. Great screening of the ball. Nice shielding. And Zainal takes over now. The game went flat a bit just before the final whistle, or rather the final whistle for the first half. And the Pahang players will have to raise themselves up for something a little bit more spectacular in their display in the first. And straight away they make a replacement. A strange decision by the coach Tajuddin Noor to take on Mubin Mokhtar at this stage and bring on their number 4, Aidil Muhammad Noor. So a very strange decision indeed by the coach, bringing on a very experienced Mubin Mokhtar, who is limping as he walks out, and bringing on a virtual rookie Aidil Muhammad Noor. Bertrand.
Well, I think if you said Mubin is limping, that's got to be the only reason. You can't take out a player of Mubin Mokhtar's class. He can get you a goal at any time. Free kicks around the box, long distance shots, he's lethal from there. So I think the coach Tajuddin Noor was forced more by Mubin's injury more than a tactical switch.
The ball goes out for a Singapore throw again. And it can't be any worse for Pahang. You're down by a goal to nil and you lose the most promising and your best midfielder. Atapon makes things worse by losing the ball inside his own half to Nazri Nasser. Nice run by Nazri. Can he go all the way to the byline and make a very useful cross? It goes to Abbas, whose cross is a little bit too deep. Fandi Ahmad still trying a little spectacular stunt in front of goal. That time it went backwards, and thankfully to Malik Awab. Puts it back again, and that time it goes out for a goal kick to Pahang.
That was a great run by Nazri. He won the ball and then he took on about 3 or 4 players, brought it all the way up and then laid it back for Abbas to put in the cross. I don't think Abbas meant to kick it that high because that took Fandi backwards and he was unable to control it.
Well, after coming through all those criticisms pinpointed at him, Nazri Nasser has had quite a superlative game so far this evening. Azizul Kamaluddin got past Aswa, couldn't get past Nazri. Seems that nothing can get past Nazri so far. Shadan now, raising the hopes of the Pahang fans. That's a nice cross from Shadan. Kader was there. His header though a little bit weak, going only as far as Atapon, whose pass wasn't too good. Selvaraj read that. Abbas takes over. Just ran out of space and room then, Abbasad. Osaimi Jalil threw the ball down, and Singapore, look how fast they closed in on the Pahang players then. Fandi releases V. Selvaraj. Abbasad waiting for the cross to come in. It took a deflection of Zainul Abidin and went back to Khairul Azman. But the build-up once again was superb, and the running of the ball from this guy, V. Selvaraj, was eye-catching.
He's made a very, very good start to this final, first half, as well as the second half.
Ahmad Yusof had to check and put the ball inside. That's a wonderful pass for Ahmad Yusof! Did it go in? No, says the referee, and Singapore escaped that. What a brilliant pass by Ahmad Yusof, and lying down on the ground, Azizul Kamaluddin has scored against Singapore in Darul Makmur Stadium. Head time had just David Lee to beat, and he just crashed the ball against the crossbar.
Well, that was very, very obviously a let-off for Singapore. Came totally against the run of play. Nobody picked up Azizul Kamaluddin, and that shot was a terrific shot. Had David beaten all the way, and fortunately for Singapore, the crossbar saved them.
Atapon, great corner kick, well headed out by Selvaraj. Embarrassing moment for Azizul Kamaluddin as he miscued it. Bohan comes charging through and kicks the ball out to waste a few more seconds. Singapore were thoroughly lucky to escape then. The shot was certainly honing in on goal, and then it came off the crossbar and somehow it bounced away from the goal line instead of inside it, as it usually does when it comes off the crossbar. Zainul, long ball, searching for Shadan, couldn't get to any Pahang player. Manhon, some scrappy play in midfield at the moment. Azharuddin Aziz trying to pull the ball down and control the game the way Pahang like it. It's very intelligent play between Shadan and Atapon. Well, it's Atapon inside waiting for the cross. Abbasad, spectacularly done. Selvaraj goes through, but Abbasad's pass just a little bit too powerful. It was too close to Khairul Azman.
Well, that's a great idea by Abbas, though. I mean, if Selvaraj had loads of space in front of him, if he had weighted that right correctly, Singapore could well have been in for a chance for the second goal.
Azharuddin, back to Zainul. Ooh, that was close. Very close. Still 1-0 to Singapore as Pahang surge forward, much to the delight of the spectators. Aidil Mohamed Noor, the new guy. Azizul Kamaluddin. Atapon, that's a nice ball. Azharuddin, can he get the cross in? No. He decides to settle for the corner kick. And it's Pahang now for feeling a goal coming.
Yes, they certainly got their tails up after having hit the bar. That should have served as a warning to Singapore that they've got to shut down this Pahang side and not let them play. they're failing to do what they did so well in the first half, which is really to get stuck in and harass Pahang.
Corner kick taken by Azizul Kamaluddin. Zainal Abidin has gone up to join his attacking partners up front. Tonghai has gone to mark him. The ball comes. Tonghai wins that header. It goes only as far out as Usaimi Jalil, and his attempted shot just skyrocketed wide.
Well, that's the second time he's done that after being left alone on this near side. Singapore will be quite thankful that it was Usaimi on the end of that one.
David Lee missed last year's final, of course, then recalled into the national squad again this year. And what a season he's had. One of the main reasons why Singapore is here at the Shah Alam Stadium today instead of Selangor. Fandi chasing that. Ahmad Yusof had to be quick and decisive. He was. Fandi, it sped past Ahmad Yusof. Saswa did well with the tackle. And Ahmad was a little bit fortunate to get the ball back again. The Pahang captain now, who has been marking the Singapore captain all evening long, sets out on his own run up front. Aidil Mohamed Noor. Shadan lost control of the ball. This is where Singapore can break and be very, very dangerous. Abbasad and Fandi Ahmad both up front. Selvaraj is a little bit slow in joining them right midfield. But Fandi has gone clear. Let's push the ball inside for Abbasad.
All credit to Fandi Ahmad. Totally unselfish. He could have scored. He had the shot on, but that is a sign of a class player with great vision.
He's been into 4 Malaysia Cup finals, Abbasad, but he has never scored on the big occasion. Tonight, he has netted 2. That time his partner in crime up front, Fandi Ahmad, sensing the breakaway, went past Ahmad Yusof. That's 1. Went past Zainal Abidin. That's 2. Went inside. Look at him. He looked up. He saw Abbasad. Oh, what a pass inside. Khairul Rahman a little bit slow. Abbas punished him.
Great goal. Great goal. Terrific play by Fandi, and the telepathic link up. Abbas knew where to go and Fandi knew where to find him.
Pahang now need to do a Singapore and come back from 2 goals down. Abdurrahimov is on the ball. The task is an uphill one, and it looks bleak for the Royal Yellows. The Singapore team bask in that glory of that Abbasad strike. Selvaraj was back doing defensive duties when that goal happened. Fandi, another lovely touch by Fandi Ahmad. Elegantly played to Selvaraj. Fandi takes control, beats one, not Aidil Mohamed Noor though. Good challenge from him, and suddenly the second half comes alive yet again, as far as the Singapore fans are concerned. I don't have to tell you who's suing the ole ole at the moment. Abdurrahimov. Nice little build-up here from Pahang. Abdurrahimov has gone in, waiting for the cross to come in. It doesn't, but it's danger. Aidil Mohamed Noor lost control of the ball. It's not over yet. Singapore still have some defensive work. Aidil Mohamed Noor. Azizul Kamaluddin. Back to Aidil. Good turn, good shot. And Azizul Kamaluddin skies another ball.
Well, that was good play by Pahang nonetheless, Mark. They managed to keep control of the ball. And, well, while I say that, there's a reminder of that great goal scored by Singapore. But as I was saying, Pahang kept the ball well. They knocked it around nicely, waited for the opening to come around, and finally when it did, the shot was put in. Wasn't a very good shot, but nonetheless, Singapore have got to stop this Pahang midfield from tapping the ball around.
Selvaraj failed to control it cleanly. And Abbasad giving Selvaraj an encouraging round of applause to tell him that he did his job right. Douglas Moore knows the job isn't over yet. Abbas. Fandi. So Singapore fans in unison, stamping, clapping, and doing all they can to raise the Lions up for a third goal. Abdurrahimov, another stray pass, and I dare say that Pahang has missed the leadership and organisation of Alan Davidson terribly.
No doubt about that. As I said before the game, Pahang are going to miss Davidson more than we're going to miss Jung Jung. Good a player that Jung Jung is, we don't lose much with Bohan moving back to the central position because he has experience and he's played there before.
Atapon out to Shadan, and still Coach Tajuddin is a little hesitant in pushing Zainal Abidin up front. What a wonderful biting challenge by Malik Awab, showing the commitment of our players this evening. Good ball control by Abbasad, and Azhar Kamaluddin coming back just in time to clear the ball and push it out to Azharuddin Aziz. This is Azizul Kamaluddin allowing the ball to run, gets past Aswa. Aidil Mohammad Noor inside to Abdurrahimov, and then relaying the ball to Ahmad Yusof. Atapon.
There's much too much room for the midfielders of Pahang right now, Mark.
Ahmad Yusof deciding to take a long shot. David had to punch. He was unsure about the catch and he punched it against the post. So the Pahang players have hit the post twice already.
That's right. Up to this point, it's not been their night.
Abdurrahimov all the way back. Azharuddin Aziz, that's a good cross. Well headed out by V. Selvaraj. Picking up though for Pahang is Azhar Kamaluddin. And this is Ahmad Yusof. Oh, nice ball, Zainal. How was he given so much room? That pass though wasn't very good from Zainal Abidin. But the danger was there. Zainal was just given far too much room then.
That's right, nobody picked him up. And once again, they're letting the Pahang players stroke the ball around.
That's a save by David Lee. Ooh, that was close. Shadan Zahari lost control of the ball. Referee says play on, that Nazri's tackle was legal. Abbasad will hold the ball up a little while. Nice dribble, nice cross. No Singapore player there though. Ooh. Just kept his eye off and he was complaining to his teammate. I think he was complaining to Zainal then. And he didn't forewarn him that Fandi was behind.
That's right. That was the Zainal's fault for not warning the defender. But that was a great cross by Abbas, teasing the players, curling it into space, which was not far enough for Khairul to come out. And yet we had two players, Nazri and Fandi, running on to the end of that.
Lee Man Hon down to Fandi Ahmad. We played 15 minutes of the second half. Singapore lead by 2-0. Both scored by Abbas Saad. It's their first corner of this half. Khairul Azman, well, no fault of his. He couldn't do anything about those 2 goals at all.
Absolutely not. Abbas hit the first, well, both from the 6-yard line. The first one was unstoppable. The second one, he was caught out of position, but that was no fault of his. He had to cover the potential shot by Fandi.
Malik Awab will step up, take his time to take the corner. He is behind those 3 photographers. As the Singapore fans want a third goal. Corner comes in. Fandi. No corner, says the linesman. Atapon's header, well, it shaved his head. And Nazri took control, did well. Here's Saswari Matadazuki. The first goal came from his cross. But that was just far too low. Atapon. Abdurrahimov. He's got to get himself more involved if Pahang are going to find a way to come back in this game. Azharuddin Aziz. Here is Abdurrahimov again. Kadayaya with a good tackle. Shadan, well teed up. David Lee was watching that, and it took a few bounces before it reached David Lee. So it was safe. There wasn't much power behind that shot.
And he had a lot of time to see it too. That was still a bit dangerous because Pahang once again got many players forward quickly. But what was encouraging was that Singapore went in for the tackles. Kadir got in a good challenge, slowed them up. And they hurried the Pahang players, and as a result of that, the shot wasn't that threatening.
Aidil Mohammad Noor Inside to Abduraimov. Looking for the run of Attafon. Not a very good ball though from him. That's that shot once again from Aidil. Was it going out? David took no chance at all. Long goal kick once again. Well touched on by V. Selvaraj. Good skill from him. And by Nazri Nasser showing a lot of composure and winning the ball back. Selvaraj to Malikawap. Abbasad. Oh, lovely skill. How about that now? Or maybe just a little bit too much then. He should have released the ball a little bit earlier after putting it over the head of Azhar Kamaluddin, who's had trouble all evening round in keeping pace with Abbasad. Ahmad Yusof. Abduraimov reduced to just hoisting balls into the Singapore penalty area by some very close marking from Kadir Yahya.
That's right. You have to credit the Singapore defence and the midfielders who are chasing back, putting Pahang under pressure, not giving them time to string those passes together. And as a result, they will continue to make mistakes.
It's another Pahang substitute. We don't have the name of this guy on the list yet. But he'll be coming in, and most likely it'll be to beef up the defense. Well, they've taken out Shadan Zahari. So his first season, Shadan Zahari, ends in disappointment in the fact that he hasn't got a goal. But number 5 comes on, and we don't really have the name of the number 5 here. Oh, check it out for you. That's it, Muhammad Tahir Amin. Basically a defender. This will mean that Zainal Abidin has shifted up front and Muhammad Tahir has taken the sweeper's role.
I really think that's the obvious move, Mark. They're chasing the game now. 2 goals down, 25 minutes left. Tajuddin Noor really, once again, didn't have much of a choice with that particular substitution. He's played his trump card and everything happens now. His team will be down to 10 men.
So Tong Hai will mark Zainal and Muhammad Tahir will mark Fandi Ahmad, giving Ahmad Yusof the room to sweep at the back. Azizul Kamaluddin almost giving the ball away unnecessarily. Good shot by Fandi. Good save by Khairul Azman, who watched that all the way.
That was good goalkeeping. You can see Khairul Azman is furious. There was no need for the defenders to stroke it around there. Nazri, great job there, getting in, and Fandi, snapshot.
Covered his angle very well, Khairul Azman. Manhon loses it. Abduraimov comes in, Kadir Yahya was there first. Ahmad Yusof. Inside to Abduraimov Azamat. Nice ball. Couldn't read it though. Aidil Mohamed Noor. That's a nice ball to Abbasad. The defense has been split open. Can Abbas go on to score his hat-trick?
Oh yes! Oh yes! What a brilliant move!
The last time someone scored a hat-trick in the Malaysia Cup final was in 1991 when Irvin Boban scored a hat-trick for Johor. Abbasad missed that final because of a suspension, and this time he is just soaking in and enjoying himself all the way. And the last time he scored a hat-trick for Singapore was in the Premier League in the match against Sabah. But he could never have chosen a better time to notch his third of the season, his third hat-trick of the season. Abbasad put Singapore 3-0 up.
And that one was just terrific play all round. They shut down the Pahang players. Bohan won the ball. He came out, sent a long ball through a streaking Abbas, and Abbas brought it down brilliantly, outpaced the defense, and once again Khairul Azman, no chance as Abbas tucked it away in the far corner.
Abbasad on the ball, the hero of the Singapore squad. And look at that pass to Fandi Ahmad. That was weighted to perfection. Could this be number 4 now? Fandi versus Khairul!
What a tremendous display!
Surely now, Singapore have won the Malaysia Cup.
I agree, Mark. There's no way back for Pahang. Absolutely no way back for Pahang.
The Malaysia Cup has finally been won for the first time in 14 years.
defensive man of the match. Abbasad, 3 goals and a brilliant pass to Fandi Ahmad.
Two players who contributed most to Singapore the whole season round have done it again in the final. The right sort of platform for them to achieve the star status that they truly deserve. Abbasad combining well and returning Fandi the favour after Fandi set up his second goal for him, and Singapore have now taken an unbeatable 4-0 lead against the Pahang players after 22 minutes of the second half. This is turning out to be a walloping. Never would you expect this kind of a scoreline before the start of the day. Pahang have only got 2 shots against the post to show for, and Singapore have dominated the rest. That's another straight pass for Pahang. And David at save now, proving to be very crucial, because in the space of 2 minutes, Abbasad and Fandi Ahmad have put the game beyond Pahang's reach.
I think it's out of their reach. I've never seen any team come back from 4-0 down in a final. And the way Singapore are playing with the midfield shutting down the Pahang midfield, they're just completely lost right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Singapore actually add another one.
The highest score so far was in 1986, if you remember, when Selangor beat Johor by 6 goals to 1. It's 4-0 for Singapore. Pahang finding no answer. That cross wasn't a good one, although Zainal was waiting to pounce. David had it covered, he had to stretch, but he did well to gather it. Well, if you think about it, Bertrand, it's not only Alan Davidson that the Pahang players have missed, but sorely too Dola Saleh.
Yes, Dola would have certainly caused problems for Singapore with his control and passing ability, but I still feel that Davidson was the key, because without Davidson, Pahang are really quite disorganized at the back. Here we see Abbas tucking away his 3rd goal. He may not have had that chance if Davidson was there. But then again, that's all water under the bridge. It's Singapore 4, Pahang 0, and I think there's no way back to Pahang. I think Singapore are going to take the cup, obviously, this year.
The Pahang players pull something back here. Good touch by Zainal Abidin. Good save by David Lee. Now that is goalkeeping positioning at its very best.
And concentration. You would imagine that David, having been out for long stretches and having a 4-0 lead, may have been prone to relaxation, but he didn't show any signs of it there. Got his angles right and got down well.
Sami Jalil denied once again. And it's just Singapore and its fans making the noise at the Shah Alam Stadium. Well cleared, poor ball control though from Abdurrahimov. There you are, that shot once again coming in after a good build-up and a wonderful touch by Zainal Abidin. Look at that elegant, classy touch. And David stood his ground. Zainal, that's another nice surging forward run by Zainal Abidin. Abdurrahimov trying to beat Kadir Yahya, couldn't. And the Pahang players are slow and going back once again. Can Kadir take it on for a run? He's only scored 1 goal this season so far, and no, he won't score yet. He'll go back and stick to his task of marking Abdurrahimov, who comes back to try to shut off Malik Awab. Couldn't. Malik goes past 2 players, including the referee, making it 3. Nazri, not strong enough though to beat Ahmad Yusof. That's a good ball by Ahmad Yusof. Not by Zainal though, a little bit too hard. Abbasad giving the ball away, and there's some space now for Abdurrahimov. Kadir Yahya is not closing down on him. He's just got Bohan Abu Sama to beat. Abdurrahimov goes past Bohan. He's ran into Zainal Abidin, and they both cancelled each other out. Unbelievable.
Great play by Bohan. He stood his ground. He forced Abdurrahimov to the middle, and there's a whole bunch of red shirts waiting, and on top we had a bit of luck. Zainal was also waiting there, and he got into Abdurrahimov's way.
And they're both having a little scuffle between themselves now. Zainal telling Abdurrahimov that he should have just released it earlier for him to take a first-time shot. And Abdurrahimov claiming that Zainal blocked his way, which was quite apparent. Douglas Moore, the smiles came out when Fandi Ahmad scored his fourth goal, or Singapore's fourth goal. Nice ball by Selvaraj. What a great first time pass that was. Malik Awab just waited a little bit too long then.
He was complaining that nobody warned him.
Azizul beats the tackle of Lee Man Hon easily. We've got 18 minutes left of the game. Still 4-0 to Singapore. Zainal Abidin against Lim Tong Hai. They've squared up with each other, not for the first time. Oh, should he have taken a shot? Well, the Pahang players still have possession of the ball. Abdurrahimov goes through. And for a while, a Pahang player was jumping because he thought that the referee had pointed to the spot. He had actually pointed to the 6-yard box for a goal kick to Singapore.
And we can see the Singapore players really upset about that. Kadir especially, because he felt that Abdurrahimov was trying to get away with a cheap call.
In other parts of the world, that might have got Abdurrahimov a booking, but he's already on a yellow card. David Lee with a goal kick for Singapore. Azizul Kamaluddin, nice touch. Good work by, I think it was Saswa or Kadir then. Yes, Kadir Yahya and Abdurrahimov again. Although that time the referee...
It was Kadir. He's a great battle with Abdurrahimov this whole evening. He's stuck to his man, and I think on balance, obviously Kadir has come out on top. Terrific job by Kadir.
Well, Bertrand, I think that's the whole year that they've battled real hard together.
Yeah, well, the stakes are much larger here. So you can see why the emotions are running a bit high.
Zainal, nice ball. Osami Jalil versus V. Selvaraj, deciding to take the safe way back to Aidil Mohamed Noor. Ahmad Yusof coming up to join the attack. That's a good shot from Ahmad Yusof. The last time he joined the attack, of course, it left a gap at the back, and Fandi Ahmad took full advantage of that. Captain the Pahang squad since 1993, last season, Ahmad Yusof. Won it in 92, won it in 83. And we got a little bit more than 15 minutes of the game left. The die-hard fans from Singapore, give credit to them. They won it as far as the Battle of the Terraces is concerned. And on the field, the Lions winning it convincingly. Fandi, another elegant touch from him. For my money, he has been the footballer of the season. Definitely Fandi Ahmad, footballer of the year.
I agree, Mark. He's had a really tough job. Every time he steps onto the field, he can expect to have one guy hanging on his jersey and a second player waiting to sweep up. It's a thankless job, but he's done a great job, and he really deserves the winner's medal when he gets it.
Saswa ran into space again. Saswani Matarazuki bulldozes his way through. It's a great cross. Probably be the first time ever that a player scored 4 goals if Abbas Arteta had gone down.
Yeah, I think the footballing gods probably said, Abbas, that's enough. I mean, three is more than enough. 4 is really pushing it.
Well, talking about Fandi Ahmad, as we watch the replay again, a good one from Saswa, and he's had a very good final on the whole.
Saswa has had a great final. I mean, he's gone about his job quietly. He started off as left back. You know, I can't think of one Singapore player who has played badly. Even David Lee, who hasn't had much to do, did what he had to do when he had to do it.
Fandi Ahmad, nice header. Ahmad Yusof was there though. Osami Jalil, cut out by Malik. Took a bad knock on his ankle. Fandi lost it. Well, touching on the fact of Fandi Ahmad again, it's his 3rd consecutive final and the first time he's captaining a squad. So it's an extra special occasion for him. As we watch Saswa go through, there you are. Bassat couldn't keep his header down. Corner kick for Pahang. Good corner, David lost it, Selvaraj had to clear. He was fast. Manhon just putting it a little bit further away, but back come Pahang. And Selvaraj is there again.
And even Selvaraj, Mark, has had a great game. He's been up and down all over the park. That midfield has really run their hearts out tonight, and they're going to get their just rewards.
That's easy for Abbas, although instead of controlling it, he decided to clear it first time all the way out, back into the Pahang half. It's been a memorable season indeed for Douglas Moore. He came in the last minute as coach of Singapore, and what a marvellous job he has done.
He has a fantastic job. There is no one can argue with the job he's done. Taken a team that he took over just a week before, and he's led them to both the league and the Malaysia Cup.
Good dribbling skills, but look at Bohan Abu Sama once again. Talking about sticking to your task. Now, who says we miss Jang Jung? He showed a little bit of Jang Jung there, didn't he?
That's right. Jang Jung is quite famous for that, shielding the ball with his body, and Bohan just took a leaf out of Jang Jung's book there.
Azhar Kamaluddin beating up Asad to the ball, to Atapon. Nice turn. The shot is on. Well charged down once again by who else? Bohan Abu Sama. Zainal Abidin had to go very wide to receive the ball. Is he going to go on the run, or shot at goal, or just a cross? Nice cross from Zainal. Well gathered by David Lee. He did the right thing. He went and headed for the byline. And that's Zainal Abidin at his most dangerous. But even on the night, one Zainal can't do anything. Zainal losing out that time to Bohan. Saswa. Oh, great screening. Selvaraj. Played into space for Abbasad. Tried to back heel it for Selvaraj, who did well to tow it back to Abbas. Nazri. Malik Awab. Asking for the ball is Lee Manhon. Nazri tried to play it back to him, but Lee Manhon was in a different world then as far as the communications were concerned. And here's Aidil Mohamed No to Ahmad Yusof. More is required from him now to just push forward and try to salvage something, at least a consolation. Abdurrahim of Azamat to Zainal Abidin, trying to take on the defense all by himself. That was close. Hopefully agonizingly close for Zainal Abidin.
That was great play by Zainal. He got the defense leaning one way, poked the ball out to his right and took a snapshot.
Abdurrahimov teed Zainal, and he asked for the ball back, but Zainal went all by himself. And while you're watching that, Singapore is going to make a substitution. Saswati Mata Azuki, who ran his heart out tonight, is making way for Stephen Tan.
Yeah, well, Saswa's had a great game. All credit to him. He made that all-important first goal, which put Singapore's noses in front, but I think he wouldn't begrudge Stephen a good run out. Stephen has been an instrumental player in the Singapore team, and I think it's a nice gesture by Douglas Moore to give Stephen a chance to play the last 10 minutes.
Now when Stephen's on the pitch, every Pahang player will keep their legs closed. Abbas will take up a midfield's position now, and what a great pass that was from Abbasad. Stephen couldn't control it though.
Yeah, the wrong guy on the end of that. High balls don't really favour Stephen. You need to play it to Stephen's feet where he is most comfortable and most dangerous.
Azhar Kamaluddin. Ahmad Yusof. Well, he stood out tonight in the Pahang colours, Ahmad Yusof.
He has. He almost put them level with a long shot, which David just managed to parry out for a corner. And then once Abbas got the second, it was all downhill for Pahang from there.
Dola Saleh, Ruben Mokhtar, along with coach Tajuddin Noor, on the screens earlier on. Well, on the night itself, maybe Tajuddin Noor's tactics might be questioned, but he's had a fabulous season. There's no denying him for a local coach. Azhar Kamaluddin out to Osami Jalil, who's finally got some space away from Selvaraj. That's a good cross, but it's David's ball. Talk about being commanding in your penalty area. I think David certainly epitomizes that phrase.
He has. He did what he needed to do. So he's kept a clean sheet up to this point, and even if he lets in one now, I think it's going to be scant consolation for Pahang.
I'm sure pride will get in the way, and David would not want to spoil a clean slate he's kept so far in the Malaysia Cup final. Zainal Abidin's got an eye on goal! Oh! It's on his weaker left foot, and Zainal just cursing. What else can he do, he says. He did everything right. He beat Lim Tong Hai. He had his sight on goal, and he went for placement, but David Lee, once again, had it all covered.
Well, that really sums up Pahang's night. They can't even get a consolation.
Well, your heart certainly goes out to this guy, Zainal Abidin. He has played an excellent game, no doubt about that. He's led the defense well. He's moved up front. He's looked the most dangerous player. Osami, that's a good ball. All the way out to Aidil Mohamed Noor. A little more than 5 minutes to play. Singapore 4, Pahang 0. Osami Jalil, easy for Tong Hai, that ball. Fandi heading it back to Abbas. It skidded past him. And Azhar Kamaluddin ran into a sea of Singapore players, including Lee Man Hon, who had the final touch to it before Malik Awab cleared. And here is Tajuddin Noor, a man who can't do much. The face tells a story. Good ball by Abdur Rahimov. Here's Zainal Abidin once again. At the point, waiting for the cross to come in, and drills it low. And Tong Hai did well to push it back to Bohan Abu Sama. Stephen Fandi, a lone striker up front again, and that's a great ball by Fandi Ahmad to Abbas Saad. Just opened the game immediately with one swing, spreading play so superbly. Abbas, Stephen asking for the ball. He sandwiched between two Pahang players. That's no foul. Selvaraj did well. His long legs then doing its work.
Great play by Selvaraj. Didn't give up on it. Chased him all the way down into the corner, and actually won a corner out of that.
Well, the ball came off the corner flag before it went out, and that just told the whole story of the evening as to whose luck Lady Luck, whose side Lady Luck is smiling on. Stephen Tan is in an onside position. What can he do with this cross? It's a good one! And Fandi once again went for the spectacular. Well, if you look back all season round, Bertrand, I can't find a game where the Lions played as good as this.
That's right, they really saved the best for last. This was a vintage performance. All departments were working well together, all cylinders were firing, and they've just taken Pahang to the cleaners.
Zainal still can't get that cross in. His colleagues are furious that he went on a solo run. Malik, he's got some space now. A tigerish Malik go up. It'll be good to see him end up with a goal as well, and that's what he's looking for. Going for the run, Fandi Ahmad is waiting for the cross to come in. Malik is a very good crosser of the ball. Fakes the first one, delivers the second. Stephen is there, the volley. No, good one to Fandi Ahmad. That was a foul by Fandi on the defender, says the referee. And he's still looking for that spectacular strike to end the final on a perfect note.
Well, it's not going to get in. Even if he had scored that one, that would have been a free kick because his legs were too high. But once again, the build-up was superb. Abbas into Malik. Malik played a 1-2 down that left side. A deep cross to Stephen, who feigned the volley and stroked it back to Fandi. And if that was the fifth goal, that would have been a superb all-round effort, typifying tonight's performance.
Look at this touch on by Stephen. Oh. 2 minutes left, and the fans know it. That's the reason why they are singing loud and proud with the Singaporeans, as Singapore will, in a short while, see Fandi Ahmad collect the first Malaysia Cup in 14 years. A foul on Fandi himself, as Singapore plan to make another substitution, and here's Aidi Iskandar finally given his chance. And what a way to make your entrance. First time he's played in the Malaysia Cup, and it's the final. And who is coming out? Well, the biggest applause are saved for our Australian hero, Abbasad. Hat-trick in the final of the Malaysia Cup competition. He really times his goals perfectly, don't they, Abbasad?
Superb performance. Although the whole team played well, I mean, I without doubt, I would say that Abbas was the man of the match.
Kadir. Tong Hai. 20 seconds left. And I'm sure the celebrations will continue till the end of the year. The countdown begins. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Singapore have won the 1994 Malaysia Cup. The first time they've done it in 14 years. They're just stroking the ball around and playing for time now. And the Pahang players can't do anything about it. The last few minutes here, as the Lions just stroke the ball around and take control of the game, well, it tells the story of the whole game, doesn't it? That's what they've been doing all evening round. And Pahang have been at their mercy, Bertrand.
Yeah, that's right. You feel sorry for Pahang, again, if you're a neutral. But, I mean, based on tonight's performance, no one can deny that Singapore was the superior team on the night. And they're going to thoroughly deserve their victory.
The die-hard fans can't wait for the referee's whistle to go. Even if the referee plays for extra time, there's no way you can deny these guys the celebration this evening.
There it is, Mark. Blowing it.
It was an all-round superb display by Singapore. That's what my co-commentator Bertrand Bartlett says. They saved the best for last. One of the best performances in a Malaysia Cup final by any team, not only by Singapore, but by any team, in demolishing Pahang by 4-0. What a result. You can claim that Pahang missed Alan Davidson, but don't take anything away from the Lions. Don't take anything away. The midfield did its job. Up front, those two, as you saw earlier on, they did their job. Fandi created a goal for Abbas. Abbas created a goal for Fandi and went on to help himself to a hat-trick and probably claimed the Man of the Match award. Bertrand?
Well, no doubt about it. Abbas was the outstanding performer. Although the whole Singapore team played well, from the defence, midfield, there's Douglas Moore shedding a quiet tear. It's been a tremendous season for Douglas. He took Singapore He took over the team just a week before the season started. He led them to the league championship, and now he's led them to the Malaysia Cup final, where they're going to be champions for the first time in 14 years. A brilliant performance. Let's just recap the goals. In the 26th minute, Abbas made the all-important breakthrough for Singapore, and his goal stood up till half-time. Singapore led 1-0 then. In the 53rd minute, Fandi with a beautiful pass to Abbas. Abbas couldn't really miss from that one. Gave the Singapore boys a 2-0 lead, and then once Pahang started chasing the game, that left gaps behind, and in the space of 2 minutes, in the 65th and 65th, Abbas plundered his hat-trick. Fandi added a fourth, and at that point the game was all over. There you see the fans holding up a replica of the Malaysia Cup. They must have known it was preordained. A great moment here for Singapore. Their 41st match of the season, and they take home not only the Premier League Championship but the Malaysia Cup as well, keeping up the tradition since 1991, where the team that has won the league has also taken back the Malaysia Cup. It was Johor in 1991, Pahang in 1992, Kedah in 1993, and in 1994 Singapore are the Premier League and Malaysia Cup champions. There we are, the fans letting everyone know, and their journey up was certainly worth it. All 45 to 50,000 of these fans took the trouble to make the trip up here. Their journey was rewarded, and I'm sure the Lions will want to thank them because they gave the team a tremendous boost with their support. It was almost like a home game for Singapore. The Ole Ole was chanting throughout the game, and each time Singapore scored, we're just going to await the heroes, the Singapore Lions. Right now they've gone over to applaud the fans, and the fans certainly deserve it. They were robbed last year when Singapore made the final but were beaten by Kedah. But this year they made no mistake coming up here, trouncing Pahang 4-0, a scoreline that certainly not many people expected before the game. Both sides on paper were very evenly matched. In fact, they even lost their most influential players. Jang Jung for Singapore, Alan Davidson for Pahang. And as I said earlier, I said that Pahang... And there's Douglas Moore, Bohan Abu Sama. Happy heroes tonight after bringing back the Malaysia Cup for the first time in 14 years. Manhon, tremendous performance despite that sprained shoulder. And there the Singapore players are holding up the Malaysia Cup replica. Very soon they'll have their hands on the real version. That's Kadir Yahya. He had a brilliant game. He totally marked out Abdurrahim Azamat. And despite the animosity that took place between the two players, they still very sportingly exchanged jerseys. That's why Kadir is wearing the yellow number 10. You may not be able to make it out at home, but around here the fans are chanting, "We are the champions," and champions they are. They certainly put up a great performance. Right now we're awaiting the prize-giving ceremony. The fans have waited a long, long time for this one, and every second has been worthy. In a few moments we're going to see the Singapore team led by their captain Fandi Ahmad going up the stairs to collect the Malaysia Cup. There Fandi Ahmad, a about to lead his team, and this victory I'm sure the Lions will dedicate to their fans. Their victory is also the fans' victory because they have supported them through thick and thin. There were times earlier in the season when the Lions' challenge faltered. There were times in the Malaysia Cup round when they were down, but they proved their mettle by coming back time and again. They were unbeaten throughout the entire Malaysia Cup round, and I think based on that performance, they're certainly the deserving champions. And in your screen now is the Kebawa Duli Yang Maha Mulia Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah, the Sultan of Pahang. He is the president of the FAM, and he will be handing the Malaysia Cup to Fandi Ahmad. And there it is, that's the real thing. What you saw early on was the replica that the Singapore fans made, but that's the real McCoy there, and very soon that's going to be handed to Fandi Ahmad. And the man of the match, not unexpectedly, goes to Abbas Saad. We said it earlier on in the game, there's no doubt about it. Although there was a brilliant all-round performance by Singapore, that man there jogging up to collect his prize certainly deserved it for an outstanding performance. 3 goals, and he even made the 4th for Fandi. There's no doubt about it that Abbas Saad has made up for his past disappointments with the best performance of his career, and he very deservingly takes home the Man of the Match award. There he is, he waves to the fans. He'll be coming up those stairs a second time, this time to collect his winner's medal. But he's going to have to wait because the runners-up, Pahang, are going to come up first, led by their captain. There's Zainal Abidin, who was really one of the outstanding Pahang players. He couldn't really do much because he was forced to fill in at the sweeper's role for Alan Davidson. Nevertheless, when they were down, he came up, and try as he could, he wasn't able to conjure up a goal for Pahang. Khairul Azman, the goalie, he had no chance with all 4 of the goals. You can't really blame him. Commiserations to Pahang. They tried their best, but they just weren't the team on the night. The Pahang players all getting their runners-up medals from their own Sultan. Mubin Mokhtar, who unfortunately for Pahang had to go off with an injury. Zainal Abidin, one of the outstanding players. Abdurrahimov Azamat. And now the moment that all the Singapore fans have been waiting for. There it is. The announcement that Singapore are the 1994 Malaysia Cup champions, and they're going to be led up to collect the trophy by their captain Fandi Ahmad. Saswa, Selvaraj, Manhon all played a great game in the middle of the field, as did that man Nazri Nasir. Rafi, who unfortunately was suspended, otherwise he may have gotten a game. Malik Awab, who ran his heart out. There's Fandi Ahmad, the Singapore captain. Finally, 14 years of waiting, finally over. And the man who scored the winning goal the last time Singapore lifted the Malaysia Cup now lifts it up himself, caps it off with a fine 4th goal for Singapore. Passes the trophy on to David Lee. Did his part by keeping a clean sheet. Bohan. Kadir, tremendous job Kadir did on Abdurrahimov Azamat. Stephen Tan had a chance to savor the final with 10 minutes. Tong Hai, who did a fantastic job on Shadan Zahari, so much so that Shadan actually was substituted, even though Pahang needed goals. ID Iskandar. Saswa, who was substituted, although he had a terrific game, all-round performance. So did V. Selvaraj. So did Lee Man Hon. Very courageous performance, playing with a sprained shoulder. Zakaria Awang didn't have a chance, but he contributed in some of the earlier games. Nazri Nasir, who had a tenacious game infield. So did Malik Awab, who was running for the full 90 minutes. They're the man of the match. Abbasad, he certainly deserves to lift that trophy. Great performance by Abbas. Stefan Ng, each one of the Singapore players is going to have a chance to get their hands on that trophy. Rafi's holding it now. He leaves it to Jang Jung, who unfortunately for Singapore couldn't make it for the final. So he's given the honour of bringing the cup back down to the team. Gets to hold it the longest. And there you can see the fans of Singapore who are faithfully staying behind. Mark Richmond now with Abbasad. Mark has left the commentary booth to join the players. He's going to have a few words with the man of the match. And right now let's hear a few words from Abbasad.
What did you win for? Alright, we're talking to a hat-trick hero now, Abbasad. Abbas, you played in 3 finals, never scored, and suddenly now you score 3 in 1 final. Well, I had to make up for the other 2 finals that I didn't score. I'm so happy. I mean, all the goals, the win, all dedicated to the people of Singapore. I know they're all very happy, they're all behind us. That's what all winning is all about. It brings people together and makes everybody happy. Poor, rich, famous, doesn't matter who you are. You're happy tonight, and I'm just so glad that I played my part of making all these Singaporeans very happy tonight, and hopefully for the next month. How were your feelings before the start of the game? I was very confident, I have to be honest with you. This team is just superb. I mean, the way they fight, they run. I mean, we copped a lot of criticism from a lot of people, and I hope we shut all these people up. And I hope these people can come up now and shake our hands and say a job well done, because every single player, every official deserves a lot this year, and I hope Zamek can consider give me a PR now since I've done my job now for Singapore. The greatest day of your life? Definitely so. Definitely so. Well done, Abbas. Congratulations. Douglas, congratulations to you as well. Do you think that the team played its best football today?
I thought we played very well at times. The game turned on that ball that hit the bar of Pahangs and came out. I thought at times we played very, very well. And I mean, how could we not win with these people here? We've got to win for them. We've just got to win for Singapore.
And what about before the start of the game? What were you telling your players before the start of the game?
Well, I must admit, it went very much according to plan. I mean, they are a good side. We tried to stifle their midfield and hit them on the break. And as I say, I thought it went reasonably to plan. Some days it does, some days it doesn't. I'm just so thrilled, as I say, for the players who've worked so hard and for the fantastic supporters who've made this journey up here. You know, all I can say is that top's for you.
Thank you very much, Douglas. Thanks. Congratulations once again. Deserve it. Well, okay, we talked to Douglas Moore and hat-trick hero Abbasad. We'll hand you back to my co-commentator now, Bertrand Bartlett. Bertrand, back to you.
Thanks, Mark. I think Douglas said it best. How could we not win for Singapore? All the fans who came up, that cup was for them, and certainly the Lions saved their best performance for last. A tremendous performance. Abbas also said it well when everybody ran for each other. They ran non-stop, they ran till they dropped, and finally they were rewarded with a tremendous win over Pahang, and they're going to be named down in history as the 1994 Malaysia Cup champions.
Singapore, winners of the FAM Premier League title and holders of the Malaysia Cup.